Hello there, superstars. It is November 28th and you're on board Galactic Federation druid ship Earth 1, and look at her out there and through the window. There's the beautiful planet Earth. We're counting down the days to 2012, and we're watching this momentous period in our history as this wonderful fifth and fourth dimension travels into the third, and we all evolve to be a magnificent, openly wide, conscious species. I hope you're prepared for it. On this broadcast, this transmission, this evening or this morning, depend on where you're actually receiving this transmission. It's all good on the planet Earth. We're going to go through a number of documents, and the first one we'll be looking at will be medicinal medicine, and we'll be looking at some ancient Egyptian and Sumerian apothecaries whipped up in medication and containing parts of the willow tree. So we'll have a look at what the willow tree was used for back in its good old day, and we'll also look at another report which we've had briefly gone through, which is the Pentagon's briefing to the Bush administration, which is actually 3 years old, but it's well worth going over the document and the information in that document. I'm sure most climatologists and people who care about the planet's well-being will certainly be very, very interested. And finally, we'll be jumping over to Sheldon Neidl's super book, which is entitled, as you can see there on your screen, Your First Contact. This is a magnificent briefing for all those interested in the Galactic Federation, and we'll make sure we get some more and more information out to you as these transmissions progress. So without too much further ado, we'll get back onto some stories about the ancient laws and compared to mainstream medicine. So let's have a bit of a look, and we'll see what we can find in relation to the willow tree. Let's have another look, picture back at the willow tree. There she is. At least 3,500 years ago, the Egyptians and Sumerians whipped up medications containing parts of the willow tree. The Greeks and Romans relied on extracts of willow for earaches, gout, corns, inflammations, and eye infections. The American native Indians brewed up a medicinal tea with willow bark, which helped colds, asthma, and what Elizabethan botanist John Gerard described as the spitting of blood, probably from pneumonia, called for decoctions from the willow bark and leaves. It was not until the 19th century that chemists discovered the old remedy's active ingredient, a bitter-tasting compound dubbed salicin, after the willow's Latin name, salix. Once the tree's secret was out, scientific tinkerers went on to work on the compound, hoping to improve on nature and produce a version without such unpleasant side effects as nausea and stomach cramps. One of their laboratory creations was aspirin, which went onto the market in 1899 and was soon hailed as a miracle drug for its power to relieve pain, fever and inflammation. Aspirin is also used for chest pain, AMIs and angina. Folk medicine brims with plants that, like the willow, ease pain and cure ills. Even peoples regarded as primitive by Westerners steeped in rationalist tradition have highly sophisticated pharmacology refined from experience that has been passed down orally for untold generations. And that is it's an extremely good point for those superstars out there in the Indigenous communities, whether it be Native American, the Inuit, or the Aboriginal people here of Australia. Their traditional medicine was passed down orally from generation to generation. So these people tested and tried a variety of bush plants to cure a variety of ills, and what a magnificent, intelligent superstructure our Indigenous people had on the planet Earth. They are magnificent, and that early concept of the word primitive needs to be reversed to the Western culture, with a primitive understanding of these wonderful, colourful people who just had so much love and creativity. So to the Indigenous people of the world, stay strong, superstars. You will remain guardians of this planet Earth. Our second story today, we're going to check out that briefing by the Pentagon, and we'll just see what further information the Pentagon had to describe to the young Bush and their naive administration. But good luck to you. You've had a crack on the Earth. Your time's up, I guess. You get that in the big jobs. Let's have a bit of a quick squiz and see what this document was all about. The title of the document is Now the Pentagon Tells Bush Climate Change Will Destroy Us. It's a secret report warned of writing a nuclear war. Threat to the world is greater than terrorism. I'll repeat that. The threat to the world is greater than terrorism. This secret report, suppressed by US defence chiefs and obtained by The Observer, warns that major European cities will be sunk beneath rising seas as Britain has plunged into a Siberian climate by 2020. Nuclear conflict, mega droughts, famine and widespread rioting will erupt across the world. The document predicts that abrupt climate change could bring the planet to the edge of anarchy as countries develop a nuclear threat to defend and secure dwindling food, water and energy supplies. The threat to global stability vastly eclipses that of terrorism. Some say the few experts privy to its contents. Disruption and conflict will be endemic features of life, concludes the Pentagon analysis. Once again, warfare would define human life. The findings will prove humiliating to the Bush administration, which has repeatedly denied that climate change even exists. Experts say that they will also make unsettling reading for a president who has insisted national defence is a priority. The report was commissioned by influential Pentagon defence advisor Andrew Marshall, who has held considerable sway on US military thinking over the past 3 decades. He was the man behind a sweeping recent review aimed at transforming the American military under Defence Secretary Donald Rumsfeld. Climate change should be elevated beyond the scientific debate to a US national security. The key findings of the Pentagon report: the future wars will be fought over the issue of survival rather than religion, ideology or national honour. So there you go, nothing that Federation superstars around the planet didn't already know, but there is a pretty defining document spelt out there by the Pentagon, traditionally spinning out information about defence and military and going to war against sovereign nations, which unfortunately the US has a very bloody history of getting involved in. But the Pentagon has come up trumps. They've finally seen the writing on the wall. I shouldn't say finally, this document was released over 3 years ago, and obviously the administration is yet to comprehend the full weight and gravity of such a document from their own military wing, the Pentagon. So who will they listen to? Well, I guess they'll listen to those hurricanes, and they'll listen to the droughts, and they'll listen to the tsunamis, which will keep coming as climate change knocks on our door. On our next document today, we'll be looking at the wonderful text of Sheldon Neidl. This is the first contact by Sheldon Neidl, and he is a superstar for those. And what we'll be looking at today is the Great Flood and its aftermath. And I'll just quickly read a few passages of this particular text because we're running out of time as we go. Credible history contains all the elements of a good play. It possesses a captivating and original plot. It has amazing but unbelievable characters. It employs thought-provoking and informative dialogue in surprising endings. Your still evolving history nicely fits the description. The most delightful parts is the coming denouement to be supplied by us. It contains the most unforeseen twist in the storyline. Your recorded history has been divided into 2 distinct sections. The first, often called ancient history, ranges from the time of the Great Flood, some 10,000 years ago, to the conclusion of your modern age of discovery. This extends from about 1450 AD to the later half of the 18th century. The second period, referred to as modern history, stretches from your age of discovery to the present time. To fully appreciate what is now taking place on Mother Earth, you need to examine and understand the historical process that began with the fall of Atlantis and endures between the empires of the Libyan Egyptians, the Sumerians and the Indo-Aryans, resulting in the devastation of the firmament, causing a global cataclysm known to you as the Global Flood. Now, because we are running out of time on this particular broadcast, we'll come back tomorrow and we'll have a crack at that one. So this is the Federation transmission for November 28th. We're counting down the days to 2012, and we'll be enlightening you on further stories such as these. Have a wonderful day. Have fun.